Apologies, today we could not come live. We tried multiple times but just could not. There was something wrong with our systems. Maybe even the systems are recuperating after a very hectic World Cup. Were they fine during the World Cup?
Surprisingly, yeah, we didn't have a single issue.
So then, kudos. And then we will look at their performance also compassionately and not curse them for not coming good today, because when it really mattered, which was the World Cup, they were spot on, as I've been told, because I wasn't here, but the team tells me that they were very good. So okay, fine. Even they need to have a bit of an off day. Everyone can have that. It was a non-stop. How many hours of live? Must have been, I don't know, thousands of hours.
Yeah, in the last day itself, in fact, the day 4th of July, the day of the parade and all, the systems, you're going to feel for the systems.
Yeah.
Active since 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And then didn't stop after that.
On till about 10 in the night. So yeah. Siddharth would have given us...
Well done, Sports Today systems. And personnel also. Hard at work, everyone.
Family members kept up busy, yeah. They were very demanding on that day.
Oh,
give us this, give us that. Everything that was dished out was duly consumed. Yeah. So there was equal give and take.
It was like hungry people at a buffet. Everything
equal give and take.
See, India has won the World Cup. Who would not want to hear or get details about that, right? Everything that you give, like in data. See, it happens, no? Like if you're a fan of the Indian team, you would also want to consume. You're in media, so because you're churning out, you don't get time. But imagine if you're a techie or whatever, in the hospitality industry or wherever.
Anything but a media person, basically.
Yeah, it's like it may happen to you now because you don't churn out too much football. But let's say if your team is to win the Champions Trophy or something, you'll go to various platforms and consume it. Instead of doing some content for this platform, you will go to others and consume it, isn't it? But tonight, are you doing live?
Oh yeah, for sure. For the Euro semis.
And the
Copa.
Copa though you can do later when you come to office also.
Not necessary. I think a home live would be necessary considering the semis at like 6:30 in the morning Indian time.
You can come and do it. Like a more analytical sort of a thing.
Works.
Yeah, can come and do it. Since you'll have a late night anyway watching. And see, anyway, it's not a late night. All of us are going to be watching it.
Yeah, and for the morning we'll have to find not so legal ways to watch it.
Yeah.
It's not being broadcast in India. It's not being broadcast in India. Unreal.
Is terrible.
I cannot believe that a platform like taking names there like a fan code don't have it. They have every other sport possible, but no Copa. I'm surprised.
They've got Maharaja League and this league and that.
Exactly. How is it that Jio Cinema didn't go for it? I mean, to be fair, their launch started during the FIFA World Cup.
Is there nothing like, for example, some international pay and watch type?
No,
like pay-per-view type?
No. Because see, those kind of things now do exist. Like for instance, you have FIFA has their own streaming, right? But then that will be for FIFA tournaments only. This is technically a CONMEBOL this thing. So no, CONMEBOL or CONCACAF, which is it?
CAF, I think.
CONCACAF, yeah. So this is regional, right? So I don't know. I'm very surprised that a tournament that had Messi, Vinicius, and the likes found no takers here.
I'm saying just on Messi's name you can sell a tournament.
MLS and Saudi Pro League have deals in India for crying out loud, thanks to Messi and Ronaldo. Yeah. And you don't have a...
Shocking.
I know, terrible.
So we will do something for sure. After the games are done, tonight is the Euro and tomorrow morning is the Copa match. We'll do something live on Sports Today. But as you heard from the football buffs that we're going to be live right after the Spain-France game. So you can check that out. Other than that, tomorrow is also going to be the next ODI, T20. ODI Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Which how many ODIs in Sri Lanka?
3. You're playing 6 before the Champions Trophy. That's it. As of now, you're playing 6. I think 3 are against England.
I wonder where they'll be able to, squeeze in another series. Given that BGT
You can't.
Exactly.
Your calendar is already
You've gone 2 months BGT, you take out the months of November, December and partly January as well.
Even before that, your home season is starting. You'll have T20Is and tests against
New Zealand,
Bangladesh also.
Then you're going to Sri Lanka as you mentioned.
When do we next see Rohit and Virat? Long time.
I think New Zealand.
Yeah, once the home season for India starts.
More and more reports suggesting that Ko and Boom, all three will not be there in the Sri Lanka tour.
Correct.
So then New Zealand come here.
Yeah, but they're also coming for tests.
2.
Yeah, 2 tests.
And tests are first. I mean,
Yeah, because those tests, I think them and Bangladesh are obviously for WTC.
so next you will see in New Zealand test matches.
Potentially.
Yeah.
India New Zealand test you will
Yes,
see.
yes.
Roko.
Because they're not playing T20Is, right? The series after this is Sri Lanka, where you've got 3 of each. They're not going to be playing T20Is, most likely not playing the ODIs. It's most likely then going to be the test matches.
So the Sri Lanka series, of course, is going to be the one that will also see the new coach, is what we're getting to hear. I know that even the chairman of Selector is going to be traveling for that series. So that's still an important series for India, because they are going to be looking, and I think why it's important, because you're looking at the next batch of white ball players and you're looking at them carefully, because you're still going to be resting Roko for ODIs. T20, of course, you will see the next gen anyway playing.
Yeah.
So a lot of the selectors are also going to be traveling for the Sri Lanka series. So that also becomes very important. And I think overall, because of how India is done, there is massive interest even in the Zimbabwe series, as I can see from people that tune in to our broadcast as well. So that is going to continue now for some time, and that tends to happen when the team does well. And now I think there is more excitement because you're looking at the young team as well.
Correct.
There are many options, and then trying to figure out which is that real option that will be there, because right now if you were to have a debate, you'll have different opinions, and none is going to be right or wrong, but because you've only seen IPL, there'll be different opinions as to who's the next in line after Roko. That reminds me, before we get into the main topic of discussion, Sri Lanka, who's your next coach, because the next coach is going to be traveling there. We had promised that yesterday's dugout we could not take a lot of questions, so we said we'll take a few today in the dugout, and the topic that we discussed was, after Rohit, Virat, who are your 2 openers in T20Is going forward? Yeah. And I think we had a dead heat. Everyone had picked Yashasvi Jaiswal as one, and for the second it was a dead heat equally divided between Shubman Gill and Abhishek Sharma. So let's hear what everyone is saying. Freaking Awesome said, if you want left-right combination, I would go with Prabh Simran Singh.
Left field. As left field as it gets.
Yeah.
And Abhishek or Ruturaj Abhishek. But then so is Shubman. He's not even taken Shubman's name.
Yeah.
Discounted there has to be a Punjab Kings fan in Freaking Awesome there. I can't think of any other person otherwise,
Who'd be wanting Prabh Simran Singh in the Indian team? Yeah.
Because you remember how many other options we discussed.
And there are countless others, but Prabh Simran.
From where? He didn't have a great 2024.
Exactly.
Exactly. Doesn't really come in the conversation for me.
So, but otherwise, he's saying if you're not going left field, then he's come up with one where he says, otherwise I would go with Jaiswal Abhishek.
2 lefties, I'm good with that.
2 lefties.
Yeah, I'm okay with 2 lefties. It's still less of a novelty than 2 righties.
The problem though there is that Shubman Gill, and we know that he is going to be at some point entrusted with that leadership role, as we can see right now also, but he is in the scheme of things going forward. Does he then bat at number 3? I doubt.
You could look at him there, but I think you will have Yashasvi and Shubman, because they're the incumbents, right? They were the next in line. They were playing also when Rohit and Virat weren't around. So I think most likely it'll be them. As much as Abhishek has dazzled and we've all enjoyed watching it, again it'll be that same logic, right? That wait for your chance.
Yeah.
It'll be like that. I
like
guess.
Yashasvi had to this time.
Yep. Think so. User. Why won't people write their real names? I've never understood that.
Never
why
understood
not?
it either.
At user CE4. I understand a lot of these people have pseudo names and think for when they are abusing us or trolling us. Then I can understand. Majority of by the way, this is a common trend. Everyone who trolls will never have their profile pic or real name. They'll have some random name and obviously not a profile pic. Firstly, no profile pic. Even if they have one, it will be of some model entity, or a cricketer or something like that.
Yeah, but he says that Pant is not fit for T20s, doesn't have any control on his shots. I'd argue that's what actually makes him well suited for T20s.
Yeah, I think Pant will play. I think
Yeah,
you like
I think
him.
now he's kind of solidified himself. Right?
Well, if you remember, we did discuss that his T20 numbers weren't great.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I think, but kudos to Dravid and Rohit. They found a role for him, especially when you needed a Virat to open. You needed someone to come, and in that sense, he is experienced enough that you could have trusted him to play that role. I think that was a smart move. And
However, I get the sentiment. There is better and more of him expected. He's
Yeah,
still
of course.
left a lot to be desired.
even
Given-
this tournament,
Even
by
this
the way.
tournament, exactly. Yes, there is a 42, and I believe that was his highest score, the Pakistan match. Besides that, again, his dismissal, especially in the dying stages where you're trying to sweep the ball, you get the top edge. Some of his dismissals were rather baffling, and you expected much better from him, and that will continue to be the demand of the Indian cricket fan.
Yeah, no, that I agree.
Yeah.
Which is why probably if he was dead certainty, then he would also be spoken about as the captain, because I think his captaincy has been pretty spot on for Delhi. I think why probably you're not looking at him as that, and that's why the whole conversation started as look at Hardik as captain and even a Shubman as vice captain. Who knows? They could do that.
He's also all format.
Yeah, or a Bumrah as a vice captain, whatever. But primarily because has he really convinced you, Pant, that he is a must in T20s? You're going to start with him, but I think you are also going to look at him closely going forward.
Correct.
That will be the case. Whether it is the case for Shubman also, maybe.
Could very well be, because again, don't forget that when you needed to accommodate Rohit back, and you knew that Jaiswal had to be there. In Afghanistan series, it was Gill who was benched.
Took the fall, yeah.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Is there another problem now? There are only problems. Give me solutions, not problems. What is?
Oh,
Giving
This is my. You were realizing it.
No. Continuously, it's always on. Right now, it's not.
so it's just gone haywire.
I don't know. Something indicated.
Can be unpredictable at times.
Yeah.
Today has to be that day. First stream did not work, the stream worked, mic is not working. And these are not inexpensive mics, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
These are top of the line. Mighty expensive. Much more expensive than a lot of YouTubers you see put those.
Road.
No, those
big gun ones.
Yeah, the gun. They are inexpensive.
Podcast ones.
Yeah.
The podcaster ones. Yeah.
Standing mics.
Yeah, they're much more inexpensive than this.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Sarat Chandra Yalamarti, what does he have to
He
say?
said it's not that Gill looks conventional, there's some loopholes in his batting. First, he only tends to do well in Ahmedabad. Then, what has he done this year? We're not looking at just say purely 23. And he's a little confused in the way he plays. Hope he changes, and I don't want Pant to. Please remove him at Sanju. Hardik, Surya, Rinku, 4, 5, 6 for sure. 7 maybe Sundar or Akshar. So 1, 2, 3 is what really needs settling. Fair point.
Yeah, true that. Nothing more to add.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6 is certain right now.
Yeah. Very dead set.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you guys serious?
who's this? Jacob.
Jacob
JG.
Jacob.
Yeah, okay. Are you guys serious? He got 10.5 games a year. If that is unfair, then what about Sanju, who got 2.2 games per year for 10 years? If anything, it's unfair then is the 75 trial matches Pant got all over the batting order.
So he's okay.
75, I think, T20 appearances.
Yeah.
No. So did anyone say that Pant hasn't been given a long rope or something like that?
Yeah. No, I remember pre this tournament also saying that he's probably someone who needs to be on trial because his T20I numbers aren't great.
Yeah. So not debating what Jacob is saying. It's just that your point is well taken, but I can't remember who's that comment directed to. Are you guys serious? Whether it is within the comment he's replying, or did any one of us said that no, Pant ko you have to see more? Did we say something?
No.
It's about Ishan Kishan, I think.
Okay, it's about Ishan Kishan. Oh, getting 10.5 games a year, but travels for 12 months a year and gets to play 10.5 games.
And gets dropped when he's done nothing wrong.
Exactly. That is what we were referring
That's a bit
to.
harsh.
I thought you were talking about Pant. Okay.
Yeah. Sumit then says that Sai Sudarshan and Rituraj are best for ODIs and tests. Ishan, Gill, Jaiswal, Abhishek can be rotated 1, 2, 3 in T20s. Ooh.
3 is going to be tough now if Pant goes there. Pant then drops to 4. But then Sanju, how does he come in? And there's Hardik who'd want to bat higher, I guess.
Yeah, if given a choice, yes.
There's Sky. So, that middle order, I don't know. You'll have to find a way to put them as openers, I guess. That's the only option. I mean, it's going to be even interesting now with no Sky and Hardik and Pant. Even now, to look at India's middle order, now that your World Cup guys have also joined the team.
Yeah.
That itself is going to be a bit of a khichdi. So imagine when all of them also come back, you can't have those 3 given to Ishan, Gill, Jaiswal and Abhishek rotated.
No, not happening. Arav now says, your mental health, again we're talking about Ishan Kishan here, not okay to play domestic cricket but completely fine to play 14 IPL games. Also, what was his performance in the IPL? You can't be in the team only on the basis of sympathy. There are better options.
No, but I don't think any of us actually said that, no, bring him back.
No, not at all. We said it's an option.
Yeah, because there are so many other options and not every, just as let's say if I put Shubman as an option, I know a lot of you may have different points that he should not be an option, which you already heard. If I put Pant as an option, a lot of you have a point of view that no, he should not be. Similarly, Ishan, we just put as an option. Of course, there will be people that will see the pros in that. There will be people, or probably more people, that will see the cons in that. And that's exactly what's happened. Our debate more was about Ishan in he played the IPL, who's going to leave the IPL, right? And his issue was not with the IPL or the IPL team. He had an issue with how the Indian team treated him. You could agree with it or disagree with it. That's entirely up to you. But all I'm saying is that he did have a point. And we on the outside, and again, we're not saying it now in hindsight. If you go to see our shows at the time, while we did criticize Ishan for having done what he did, but we also empathize with him for being in that position where he was always somehow or the other made to sit on the bench more often than not. He played, yes, but on and off. And again, there were different yardsticks for him than a few others.
He was made to sit down after he scored a double 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Made to sit out after doing well against Pakistan in at number 5, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, at the Asia Cup.
Asia Cup.
Yeah.
Who was sat out after that for no fault of his own.
And so that's fine, okay, because you made him sit out because you said, okay, a lot of seniors are back, they are going to be but remember that time Shreyas and KL
both came back.
And they came back, so you made him. And I think he took that well, saying, okay, fine, I've got runs, but I'll sit. And then suddenly you went to South Africa with a young team, and there also you made him sit out.
Yes.
And you said, no, we want to try youngsters. He'll be like...
Also another thing which people tend to forget is that one of the things that prompted him, and maybe he could see the writing on the wall, don't forget he's within the system, unlike us, we're kind of on the outside, was that there were murmurs even before the test series against South Africa that the team were looking at KL Rahul as a keeping option so that they could keep him in the team. But before that, Ishan had played the last 2 tests against West Indies. He would be thinking, it's bad enough I'm getting chopped and changed around in white ball cricket. Now even test match cricket where I barely played, I think he scored 1 run or something, or a few runs against West Indies, and that's the extent of it. There also I'm being dropped for KL Rahul. I don't blame him for being a little peeved.
Yeah. Anyone would have been. Just try and walk in his shoes, you'd understand.
Yeah. Rajni says that Gill should be the number 3 like Virat. He's not someone who can play aggressively from ball 1. Perhaps a blessing in disguise if you push him down to 3. But then our problem with Kohli at number 3 was that he wouldn't accelerate.
No, but we just discussed that. I don't think 3, 4, 5 you'll have option.
Yeah,
it's a chocker block. It's a chocker block middle order.
Chocker block 15 actually. You're looking at it.
Yeah, and he's saying, who do you think will take Jadeja's place? That place has already been taken by Mr. Bapu.
Yeah.
Mr. Bapu.
He has taken it. Because, you were playing 2 left and orthodox spinners, which is going to be a rare thing anyway. You will have to get a leggy, you have a Chinaman. So, now it just kind of settles it on its own. Perfect transition. Jadeja's gone, Bapu's come, and you look at him, whether it's bowling, batting, though definitely he went ahead of Jadeja.
Even
without
bowling
doubt.
this stat, yaar, that
But I'm saying,
Virat Kohli finished as a higher placed all-rounder than Ravindra Jadeja after this end of his T20 career is a damning stat.
No, I agree. But I'm saying batting, though, clear daylight between Akshar and Jadeja, right?
Yeah.
Bowling, you could still argue on certain occasions, one
Certain
was good, the
conditions.
other.
Yeah.
And fielding also, Jadeja is better, but now Akshar is not bad at all as a fielder.
Marsh catch.
Yeah. And in general.
Yeah, in general too.
Pretty good.
Just that running between the wickets, he'll have to be a little careful. That was rather careless.
Yeah. It was.
So Santanu Sengupta says Ishan's got many more chances than many other deserving players. Would have been dropped long back unless he was playing for Mumbai. Okay. Rituraj is not suitable for T20s, especially when you have players like Jaiswal or Abhishek. He can only come in if he can replace Gill. And if Ishan can play, then even Prithvi Shaw can play, who's much better. I think that's a subjective take, if any. Prithvi Shaw.
I'm not backing that up.
He definitely not. Maybe Ricky Bhui can come in.
See, I take your point, Shantanu, but now to make your point, to thoda sa pushed it.
Prithvi Shaw?
Yeah.
Bit much.
Harshit though didn't want him in the Delhi team only. He was playing Ricky Bhui ahead of him. So. Though we argued in favor of Prithvi on that occasion.
Yeah.
But I can't help but not side with you on this one.
Rishabh says, why can't Abhishek and Jaiswal open with Gill as a backup? For the longest time, we had a right combo in Sehwag Tendulkar, Rohit Gill, now Rohit Virat. Why not left? Why be prejudiced against that? I agree.
No, we actually put that out of the window. We said, yeah, of course you can go left. You don't have to be. You've got, see, the first priority has to be two best batters have to play.
Yeah.
Whether they're both righties, both lefties, or lefty-righty. The second consideration is, okay, if you have a very close fight, then you say, okay, let's do a left-right.
Yeah.
Without compromising on the quality. Yeah. Okay.
Ryan says, and I can't read the full name.
Lakshmi Narayan.
Lakshmi Narayan. Sitting on the bench, patience wins ambitions. Take Samson. How many years did he wait? Players are selected according to positions, and we have at least 5 players for every position. Ishan was ill-advised at that time to disobey BCCI.
But again, you taking Samsung's example.
Bad example.
We've always stood for him as well.
Yeah.
So two wrongs don't make a right? If something that was done to Samsung, which was not justified at that point, and we did point that out. And now is it okay that you're doing it to someone else? I don't think so.
No.
Again, as I said, it's easier said than done. He was non-stop traveling with the team. At some point, it can happen to all of us. We can all snap. It happens.
Exactly.
Only humans. Yeah. He snapped. And he would have had a lot of patience. And by the way, I've heard about Ishan. I don't know him well. But I have heard from a lot of his teammates. He's the most happy-go-lucky guy that there is. Always a team man, never had an issue with you made him do anything. But probably at one point it was the final straw, right? Where he
And maybe that worked against him.
Yeah.
But he was someone who didn't actually
Correct.
Make much of a noise, didn't go and ask, listen, what do I need to do? What more do I need to do?
Probably he did throw a
apple
tantrum which went against him. Maybe he did earlier, it would have continued. Maybe
because
you're
people
right.
tend to forget that Ishan, if we're looking at how long he's been in and abouts of the team, 2021 T20 World Cup he was there, barely played. 22 he wasn't in the squad, but he was someone whose name was there and thereabouts in contention. 23 World Cup he was there. 24, I mean he could have been there, but that much time where you're there and only a bench option, performing well.
See, again, I repeat, we're not saying that he's the best thing since sliced bread. Not for Indian cricket. Not at all. And honestly telling you, if I'm making a team right now, he doesn't fit in. Agreed. We're just going back to the treatment that was meted out to him. That's all.
Correct.
Okay, getting back to the subject at hand. So is it done, dusted? What I mean, paparazzi photos usually, with Bollywood stars, we get to know who's seeing who. Paparazzis really help us knowing, who visited whose house, what is happening. Today, paparazzis help kind of tell the Indian fan as to who your next coach is, because Gautam Gambhir was captured Mumbai airport.
And then there was a secret shoot as well, a farewell shoot that happened a couple of days back.
What happened? What you can tell us?
Oh, there was a farewell
Is it
video.
confirmed?
Well, it was being reported that it was a video that he's shot as a farewell to the KKR fans. Obviously, the video hasn't come out yet. But that was he was captured. He was seen walking and posing with certain people in Eden Garden. So seems all but done.
No, see, that much I know. We were there in Barbados, and Secretary Jay Shah was there.
Yeah.
We did ask him that. He was quite open about a lot of things, but he said, see, that's not something that I can comment because it's up to the CSE. They will decide. We now already know who are the contenders who have given interviews. We all know that Gautam Gambhir is the front runner. He was captured at Mumbai. He's clearly not gone there for a shoot. It's what we get to hear.
Or commentary.
Right? And he's shot a video for KKR. We already know that. Inside sources based information is telling us two things which have kind of delayed it. One, I think salary negotiations are still
He's in the
on.
final stage.
Yeah. But by the way, if some people are thinking that, oh, this must have already been decided, no, it is not. I know that a lot of things, and as much as I on occasions have praised the BCCI of how well they manage Indian cricket, but there are still certain things that aren't very professional there. Things happen,
At their own
it's not
pace.
cast in stone there. It's not like a corporate setup where, for a position that is the kind of budget. Things keep changing, they're fluid. Like selectors also, they said, okay, we'll give you, and then they start working, and then they said, we'll look at increasing it, don't worry. And so you continue being that. So you can be a selector for 6 months and your money that is promised has still not come. So there is a bit of ad hocism there at play in the BCCI. So I'm definitely not surprised with this bit of news that salary negotiations are happening and still not there 100%. Because again, I also don't blame the BCCI. They have all the money in the world, doesn't mean that they'll throw anything. And they have to, because if you set a precedent that this is it, then for next coach it becomes like that.
They do their,
and
let's
previous
say,
ones.
every corporate setup would, they do their cost benefit analysis.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
So this can take time. I don't think it'll happen immediately. And I've also said that, see, if you want the best, if you want good, again, I'm not saying Gambhir is the best. So, I mean, I'm personally happy that he's the coach because I think he'll, do a good job. But if those of you who think that there are some other better options, sure. I'm not saying, but I'm saying if you really want top level talent, whether it's at coaching or support staff or wherever else, you got to pay the big bucks, or even selectors. We hear now selectors are being paid, but you're seeing the results of that as well. You're getting good decisions, you're getting good players. Some harsh steps were taken which weren't happening earlier. This whole thing of honorary thing which BCCI carried on for very long, has to say there's a point that selectors were honorary. Now you put them on payrolls, good.
They got a
Because
slice
then-
of that 125 crore.
yeah, but that's, so then they're also answerable, na?
Yes.
In an honorary position, theek hai,
Yes.
sab chalta hai. You're just doing it for DA, whatever, this, that, whatever. Pawan, one more time you tell me there is some technical problem and I'll throw this bat at you.
Sort of?
Breaking news coming in.
Okay. It is announced. Well, what a time will be. Yes,
Yes.
the announcement's coming. Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow. So that's that then. We'll end this stream and we'll be live.
Yeah.
Bye bye.